My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, let's turn that down a little bit on this side and see if we can find anything up here. No, that makes sense, but hang on. Above, tops flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Explore Welling's secret passages. Smoke on the balcony. Locate door number 28 in the apartment building. I've still got Kim with me. And Kim did suggest that we need to go and rest.
Yes.
Talk to the Welling and Rags. So I think actually I'll bail on this just for the moment. Hang on, this is the wrong door to bail on this. Maybe it still takes us to somewhere we can actually access. Nope, never mind. Although I feel obliged to actually investigate while I'm here. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Isn't this where the cleaning lady lives? Pour long labor genes. +1 to electrochemistry and -1 to reaction speed. What are my current pants doing for me? Current pants are +1 to electrochemistry, -1 to savoir-faire. -1 to savoir-faire because it's tied around the thighs. +1 to electrochemistry because it's tied around that crotch. We also got the +1 to electrochemistry because of godass, and -1 to reaction speed because you are hind-sighted. All these genes, although these genes look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deeply in the fabric, you can't help but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Love it. I mean, I don't really want to lower my reaction speed or my savoir-faire. At least I know to take my pants off before I try and leap down to get my coat that we discovered in the last episode. Last episode? Episode before, maybe? Do not entirely recall. Right, come up here just in case I get a think about my head. No thinking about that head. Now, before we actually came into the apartment complex, after Martin Martinet, or the smoker on the balcony, showed us where the key to enter is, I actually had something hovering around my head at that time. Oh, we go to the exit. Yeah, I had something hovering around my head at that time, but then as soon as I picked up the key, it disappeared. So it might have just been that that was going to tell me where the key was, but also I feel like I might have missed something maybe here. Yeah, there's nothing hovering around my head at this point. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do is... Actually, you know what? I shouldn't talk to Quiness right now. That would be a great way to take up probably 30 minutes in whatever conversation would ensue. Okay. Kind of love the aesthetic of this area in nighttime, just running around with a torch and a plastic bag. Wait a second, let's get some bottles. Oh, damn, each. Okay. Let's get back to the Welling and Rags and have Kim try and get us a place to stay for the night. If not, I'm gonna ask for the key back to the dumpster. Hobo Cop! Hell yeah! Alright, go. Ooh. I can take that bottle out of your hands? Neat.
Can I help you?
So about that money I owe? I was wondering if we could come to sort of an arrangement for tonight. Does the arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? Pay you back tomorrow, I'm an honest couple. It's cold out, I'll freeze to death because I'm losing the stupid money game. Come on, man, after all I've been through. Kim is about to say something, let him. There we go. He readjusts his glasses. I understand your predicament as manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business. forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems to be more committed to drinking, and he stops mid-sentence. He shrinks back under the gaze of Lieutenant Severe. Sorry. He shrinks back a bit under the Lieutenant's severe gaze, Elrix. Yeah, still just losing my Armstrong left, right, and center. I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Hold on, I still have my key, you know. Good luck trying to use it. He taps his foot against the metal box installed in the back of the counter. All locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. This conversation isn't going anywhere. Where is it? Not until you bring me the money. Okay. He turns to you with a heavy sigh. I might have something in the motor carriage we can use. When you're done here. I really didn't want to resort to this, the man is thinking. Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Alright, what do you got in the back of that kinema? That Capri kinema that woke me from the void. So container you aren't open, equip a pry bar. Yeah, that's not worked so well for me so far. The only attempt I've made didn't really work or reward me. What's going on with the car, friend? I have something in the back here we could sell. Look in the back. In the suspect transport enclosure. Transport enclosure? Regular people just call it the cage. Look in the suspect transport enclosure. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark. I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by Martinez Canal. What are those things? They're spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, he makes a spinning motion with his hands. The caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity. A vanity he wouldn't mind. Oh. What do you mean you confiscated them? A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son. And high. With the spinners, I get it. I would have consecrated them too. Isn't that corruption? So you took his spinners. I'd say, so you took his spinners? Mm-hmm. He nods. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. Isn't that corruption? Isn't what corruption? I don't know. Is it? The lieutenant looks back, stone-faced. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction, rather. He never asked them back. Did you want to put these spinners on your machine? Pointed at Kinema. No, that'd be silly. I just... He hesitates. I don't know why I kept them. Doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous. Yeah? Outrageously cool. He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark. I'm gonna say nothing. The spinners shine so bright they reflect on the lieutenant's glasses. He doesn't say anything either. You said something about a pawn shop? Yes, there's one 100 meters south of here. I think it's called Roy's Nest or something. If I'm not mistaken, it should be open late. Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest at Bird's Nest Roy's, there you go, appear in your inventory under your items. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy. Neat. Sorry, I can't take them. It wouldn't be right. All right, let's not take them now. Then come back when we realize we have to have this conversation again, and then take them. Sounds likely. All right, well, look. I'm going to try. So let's see how much I get for turning in my Tare. Actually, this isn't even going to be open, is it? Is it? Oh, damn, it is. This is the Tare machine. So your bottles, 1.6. You're 100% sure you got special Hobocop money for that Tare. At least, plus 100% extra Tare money. If the numbers on the machine told you otherwise, it's a lie. Maybe I should just go and try and collect all the Tare that I can find. Like, but how many? I need to collect enough to get $14 at 20 cents a pop. That's 5 by 14. That's 70. Did I do that math right? 20 cents a pop. It's 5 per dollar. And there's $14 that I need. 14 by 5 is, yeah, it's 70. Cool. There's definitely some bottles down in this way. Saw them when I was originally here. I definitely saw game. I saw bottles here. You must have despawned them. I definitely did not make those bottles up. Seriously, I could have sworn. Oh well. I don't think I have the ability to make the rest of this money. I could ask for money. I don't want to make Kim sell those hubcaps. I've never seen Kim like really happy about a thing, and Kim is happy about those hubcaps. I also like have like a strong opposition to other people putting themselves out for me. Not just in game, but like just in general. Always feels like everything feels like an imposition, and this is clearly an imposition, so. Well, the sneakers are still there. Can't I just take them? One bottle. Trash over here at the absolute least. Should notice a couple more. Yeah, this isn't looking successful, particularly at least. I think there's probably bottles in here too, or maybe just straight up. Nope, money. Water lock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. And I've forgotten what this is. Water lock control panel. A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a smaller metal plank. Visual calculus. The panel usually closes the water lock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed Samaran butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. I'll pull the lever up. You pull the lever up all the way until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk, then nothing happens. Release the lever. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the water lock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? There was. Happy to pick up a new task, though. That's just more nose fed. Neat. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to find enough bottles of Tare here. Eternally sad about it, but oh well. I wonder at what point of day Kim's just gonna bail on us. Because it has to happen, right? Kim clearly needs to sleep. And also, I wonder what happens if we don't have lodging for the night. I kind of want to see if they allow my hobo cop to hobo cop it up, for lack of better words. Don't really want to explore new areas if I can avoid it as well, despite the fact that I'm clearly looking for extra resources desperately here. Alright, nothing doing. Think there were a couple through the yard with the kids in Kuno's area. I'm also not going to ask for money from anyone, although that is very Hobocop. For the same reason I mentioned earlier, I have a lot of difficulty making that imposition. Makes me feel real uncomfy. It's not that I don't like asking for help in general. It's that putting someone else out on my behalf feels like weirdly arrogant, self-centered. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could verbalize that better though. You know what it is? It's that it feels manipulative. If you say oh, this is a thing, kind of sucks, and then someone offers a solution to it that puts them out, I always have the moment of, oh no, no, I don't want you to do that for me. No. Because I am eternally terrified of the idea that even subconsciously, any of those actions could be manipulative. Like, I don't like people doing things for me when I'm having a bad time, especially. Like, oh, you're... I don't know, what's a good example? Like a hypothetical example, at least. Oh, something important to you broke, I'll replace it for you. No. That incentivizes, even subconsciously, the idea to... Not the idea, but it incentivizes being sad so that people will attempt to fix your problems. Now, obviously, that is like a really daft way of looking at that, and I would never project that onto anyone else, but I'm just like eternally paralyzed that that could be projected upon me. So I like viciously don't allow people to do things for me when things have gone wrong or when I'm expressing sadness and things like that. Effectively, what I'm saying is, like, I would be incapable of begging. Like, to the point that I would be much... I feel... obviously, in that circumstance, I would probably feel differently about it, but I feel like I would have to be, like, straight up starving before I would feel comfortable. I still even wouldn't feel comfortable. I'd just... God. I don't like it. Don't forget to click orbs around your head. They have surprises. Yep. I'm not finding money at all. Although, I have to go to the pawn shop anyway. I have some other stuff I might be able to pawn. Filling contains... See, this should not be pawned. To sell such beautiful old sports equipment could be a sin. I mean, one other problem is, like, should I pawn any of these? Could they be useful later? Like, I know that the production schedule filament memory is useful at some point. Could any of these be things that I get to interact with later? No clue. Let's go find the pawn shop first. And then I might actually just try and wait out the day. If all else fails, that is. Okay. Still not seeing any bottles around here. Alright, Freak. What up? Police work is tough. Take breaks, talk to strangers, explore. Got a couple more Tare for the machine at least. Not half bad. Alright, so it was down near the harbor side. I might be able to look to my map and actually see if it's located in that. Map church. Monte waterfront. Yeah, this isn't giving me any particular information, but I suspect it's probably that shop there. Based on the conversation we'd had before. Although I will quickly check if maybe in my tasks it gives me a little more information. Union box, pay for damages. Give himself to help, go to his Morcat. No. Okay, so only when I take the hubs will I actually have that evolve into telling me where the pawn shop is. I should have paid more attention. Dang it. Please tell me it's this one over here. Fingers crossed. I mean, there's also more bottles of Tare over here, at least. If nothing else. Well, that's not opening, but I do have a Prabar. Ooh, signal blue. Sorry, signal blue. No, it is. Naval coat. -1 to half-life, +1 to suggestion. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. If you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it. Inside, the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools to disassemble it. Wait a second. This is the entrance to... Well, I clearly have no clue where the pawn shop is. What was the conversation? I thought it was like dockside or something like that. Some magnesium. Not really trying to explore these areas, but see that. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface. Kim, it's probably time for you to go to bed. I'm just gonna stay out here forever. I mean, all I know is waterside, right? So I might as well just go along the coast as much as I can, at least. Hang on. There we are. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. Let's also quickly get the Tare bag out. I mean, that's definitely a bottle there, but I'm not allowed to take it, apparently. Splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. Kim, look! Bullet holes! Where? He looks around. Point to the ships in the wall. Someone's been shot! We're cops! We should solve it! There? He looks at the wall. Those are old. Oh, you mean like from the Revolution? Yes. The one that happened half a century ago. He blinks. These bullets were fired during the Revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law. Okay, what can you tell me about this revolution, though? Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go? Alright, well, that's all of my harbor side exploring so far, because I don't think there is more down this way, is there? Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. Wait, can we just go onto that roof? No. No, wait, can we? I can hardly tell where we actually can walk a lot of the time. A tiny, tiny issue. Okay, I can't get down there either. Sorry, I just don't think I think I'm gonna have to pawn those hubcaps, bud. Really not feeling great about it, but if that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. So I'm pretty sure I've already checked all corners of the map now. There's gotta be another way to do this, though, that I just haven't managed to discover. Maybe if you utilize your first day a lot more effectively and are a bit further in the story, you get a little bit more money and stuff like that. Thanks, I appreciate your help. Lieutenant nods as you take the spinners, rather. Maybe I can just buy them back from the pawn store afterwards. Whoo! 200! The magnificent hubcap spinners that Lieutenant Kutaragi has donated to you so that you can pay for your room at the Whirling. They're slate, blue, and shimmer haughtily in the light. Let's check the tasks. Pay for damages. To the local pawn shop south of the plaza. What? South of the plaza? Oh god, don't tell me it's actually this building here and I could have gone there the whole time. It is, isn't it? And I could have, couldn't I? Damn it, game. Well, actually, damn it, Ryan. It's entirely my fault. Welcome to the pawn shop. Some kind of a machine, an antique cash register? In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. The bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI. Mostly military wear, with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Sawn off streetlight. A typical Martinet streetlight sits atop assorted floors and table lamps. Let your gaze run over the streetlight. The light pole has been carefully cut. The wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room. Is this a streetlight? Yes, officer. As you can see, it's in perfectly good working order. Ah, yeah. Okay, hang on. Working order. Okay, I'm happy with that. Where'd you get this? It was brought to me to be altered, eh? He leans in so the pawnbroker won't hear him. We're not here to investigate the theft of city property. He pauses, studying the light, then adds, you have to admit, it's rather clever what he's done with it. How much for the streetlight? 700 real. A bargain, I dare say. Are you out of your mind? There's one just like it on every corner. He rests his elbows on the counter and brings his face closer to the gas. The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag. The light has been removed and rewired. That's 2 transformations. What about the third? I get sawing it off and redoing the wiring could add to the cost, but what else? He throws you a look of weary patience. The most important transformation in the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago. Okay, that checks out. 7. Ooh, I want that streetlight. Let's go. I'm going to take that, and I'm not going to be able to eat. I'm fine with that. Knick-knack stand. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue military uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Trying to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back. Win her back? Yes! That's something nice, a figurine! Interfacing, it's an easy one. I can put on my gloves in order to enhance my chance at that. Inspect the knights on horseback. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down the line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye. Point at the knights on horseback. Who are they? Franco-Nigerian knights. Sorry, just breaking it up is difficult. Franco-Nigerian knights. He looks at the dusty figures in the dim light. He used to be very serious about these guys. A long, long time ago. I'm going to step away from the table and quickly have a look at my pieces of equipment. Got to get those gloves on for the interfacing bonus. Do we have anything that's currently lowering our interfacing? No. Do we have anything else that would increase it? No. Hey, that took us to a 72, though. I'm gonna try it. Good. Everything seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys. Inspect the blue uniforms. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by their orange trousers. They're variously posed, wielding swords and rifles and bayonets. Point at the blue figurines. Are these the royalist soldiers? Which ones? The man peers from behind the glass box. Ah, those! Yes, they are! I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like black colors indiscriminately. Inspect the figurine in rags. This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks. Point at the figurines in rags. Are these even soldiers? You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? The man behind the glass answers. Yes, those are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty is being exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it. Contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. Oof. It's impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend God, whose bitch it made me. And I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment. I'm gonna say it's impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Okay, he doesn't bat an eye. I don't like either said too much, to be honest. Wow. Did you just both sides me, Roy? How dare you? He seems to have his own take on the conflict, played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what that is. Have a look at the stuff directly above you. Shelf of boomboxes. The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with unblinking eyes of their tape reels. Stand on your tip of your toes to see more. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. Classic boombox that says, Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange, a sunset sweet. Just make sure it works before you buy it. Are you sure this is all in working order? Absolutely. I tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds, and music from various variety of genres. Even though, he grimaces, I don't really like music. Shopkeep, this Stereo 8 approved machine here is the Harman Wauji W02 made in Vespas, designed in Seoul. He says, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. If you got a little radio back there, it'll even set you back 12 real. It's even got a little radio back there. It'll set you back 12 real. Quit this to play tapes. I found no tape so far. What I really want to know is, because this device come in handy in my police work. If police work often means playing tapes, then sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you need to play a tape. Like a beach party, with sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze. Theoretically, I could bring it to a beach party? Theoretically, yes. We don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party. Okay, Kim, I'll just rock out with the pawn shop owner then. Actually, it doesn't have to be brought to a beach. With the boombox like that, I'll bring the party onto the streets. Hell yeah. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach. With the boombox like that, I'll bring the party onto the streets. You can play it any way you like. And I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it. That's all. All right, let's actually talk to you.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop.
Oh, okay. You are way creepier than I was voicing you. The man at the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
He asks. His courtesy is not insincere. He just prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. It's shameful how insufficient the police presence is in this part. Now you have the RCM here. Tell me if you had any love. Yeah. Now that the RCM is here, tell me, have you had any trouble lately?
I haven't really had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about the inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Look around. Typical vacuous consumerist objects. Honestly, I think some of your selections are press your finger to your lips, more tasteful than others. This business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, recapitalize. Quite a collection. I may have something to add to it.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadows on the wall behind you. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is on? I can actually pump my electrochemistry a little bit before that, but I'm still probably going to fail that roll. There's something I'd like to sell, or you might be able to aid our investigation. I'm going to say there's something I'd like to sell. Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps. Lieutenant steps in and hands him the spinners. All right, never mind. I was just never going to be able to do this myself, apparently. Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of the pawn shop. He marvels at the cobalt shimmer and says, yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud them from some foreign prince? Jumper-esque banger? No. I'll give you 200 real. No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you. The lieutenant explains as the pawnbroker opens a register and counts the cash. Of course, officer, I meant no offense. 200 real for you. Delightful doing business with you, officer. Do come again. Thank you. He takes the cash, then turns to you. Here is the 30 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it. The rest goes in his pocket. The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spinners. The windfall is a small consideration. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Both the lieutenant and the pawnbroker turn to you. I'd like to sell my clothes. I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here. Check my pockets. I'll check my pockets. There we go. You know what? No, if I don't have to pawn those in the moment, I don't want to do it. I'd like to sell my clothes. I'm not No, but I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. He looks up at you and down quickly. Suddenly, his gaze fixes on your tie. He steps back from the glass, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I've no need for necrotic objects. Your mother is a necrotic object. I'm fun. Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector. I don't have anything to sell at the moment. Another time, perhaps. I'm going to bounce from that for a second. Pop on everything that gives me bonuses for electrochemistry. So those gloves. These pants. And then take off anything that is lowering my electrochemistry. I don't believe there is anything at the moment, but just still got to check just in case. Nothing at all. Okay. Tools. 1 to implement -2 to authority, but +1 to empathy. Don't need that. All right. Let's have a look and see if I can actually.
On this fine night, what brings you here?
How come you're still open?
The pawn shop is always open.
Roy doesn't like sleep or strange tie incident. I'm gonna roll that now. Yeah. Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you a little bit more of a clue. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud. You might be able to aid our investigation. I doubt it, but I can try to answer any questions you might have. Know anything about the recent hanging? I do my best. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone. He doesn't know anything. Actually, that's all I've got. Bounce. And hang on. Interfacing. The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something soft, yet crinkly. Take the item out. Apricot chewing gum wrapper. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. Reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Sige, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in Sur-le-Clef into the apricot-flavored chewing gum loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar. Not only to your fingers. Now, there was something related to chewing gum on the inside of my ledger in the secret compartment. So I strongly suspect that's related to that. In fact, these may have been jeans that I was wearing at some point in time. The gleaming chewing gum wrapper found in the pocket of the laborer jeans. It gives off an ever so faint scent of apricots. Your mouth starts watering. There it is again, the smell of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. It smells like the end of some distant summer, the surface of another planet, or some ancient temple. I'm going to take a deep, deep breath. Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they use to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper. Or is it just your memory filling in the gaps? Thought gained. Ooh. Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts in behind one of your closed eyes, made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels so familiar. I'll put the wrapper away now. The new thought is apricot chewing gum scented one. You've found a trace of entity who's been stalking you across the plains. The Gloomstalker, the conglomeration. the shadowy organization behind your downfall, possibly connected to the dreaded X something. Granted, it's impossible to determine its true identity, but you can remember where you first smelled its treachery. Yes. Use the Tutti Frutti gum wrapper. Reconstruct the day you first breathed in her untrustworthy atoms. It's about from there. Time to go back to Gart and get ourselves a bed. I really, like, my plan was to go to the shopkeeper there and just not give over the hubcaps, but Kim immediately took over the conversation and offered the hubcaps. So I just hope at some point in the future I have the ability to retrieve the hubcaps on Kim's behalf when I, of course, have a little bit more money. Although those were worth 200, I imagine if I didn't manage to negotiate down how much I own Gart, that would have been, like, I would have been given all of the money from that.
Can I help you?
About that money I owe. I have your money. He glares at you suspiciously. Well, here it is. Sorry for the trouble. Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask you please pay your nightly bill in advance, starting tomorrow. He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him. He takes out his key chain and fiddles with the mechanism behind the counter. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 2100. So it's 9 tomorrow. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night. He opens his wallet. I'll take a room here too. Of course. He takes the money and hands him a keyring. Always happy to have officers of the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? No, I'm afraid. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know you're Copo type. Wait, there are Copo types? Yes. Oh, Copper type. Okay. Guess what's yours? Some kind of weapon cop? Sorry, cop. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I'm sorry you had to monitor me. Or cool cop. So it's sorry cop, right? We're already quite high in sorry cop. I'm gonna say sorry cop. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's the sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Okay, but what are the other copper types? Won't the other copper types be jealous? Or you know what? I changed my mind. Fucking they should be sorry. What are the other copper types? Oh, you know. Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop, but you're too sorry to say those things, so here we go. Won't the other copper types be jealous? What? Jealousy of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine, don't worry. They'll be super, super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual copper type from sorry to anything. Really? You know what? I'm not sorry. I changed my mind. Fucking they should be sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I changed my mind. No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry again in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. I'm gonna opt in and then duel. Thought gained rigorous self-critique. Never mind. I'm back on board. You know, a lot of people have similar experiences of apologizing for damn near everything as a reflex. I don't necessarily have that, but the rigorous self-critique thing, yes, definitely. I would say an overabundance of self-criticism. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you get something out of this, like info, or maybe every time you say sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Disco Elysium. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all my contents on the game, past, present, and future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.